What's up, guys? It's Dimz back for the attack, but you already know that. And I'm making you guys another quick video in between the other videos I'm working on, that is. Just really quick, I just want to tell you guys some of my unpopular Smash Bros. Opinions. It's not going to take too long, so please enjoy and stick around. Brawl was the funnest Smash Bros. Now, competitively, obviously, it was probably one of the worst Smash Bros. But all the other stuff it had to offer actually just made it so like feature rich to the point where if you say me and my friends are gonna be in a place for like 2 weeks or a month and we only had to choose one Smash Bros to play the whole time, I'd most likely choose Brawl. Banana is the only reason Diddy's a top tier character. Now, don't get me wrong, Diddy's a great character and has great moves and all the other stuff, and without Banana, he'll probably still be high tier. However, I just feel like that item Banana that he's able to pull is the only reason why he's top tier. Ignoring Zero's dominance and all this other stuff, it just that item just makes so many situations and set up everything for Diddy in so many ways that if any other character had a Banana, that they'll automatically probably be one of the best characters in the game as well. Rosalina and Luma is a perfect character. Now, I plan to make a more in-depth video about this. It's actually in the works, so subscribe, stay tuned. But I'm just saying, the fact that they took Rosalina and Luma and made them a puppet character, and the type of puppet character they are, and the way that they worked, is actually perfect. Perfect to a point. Like, if they took Smash 4 Rosalina and Luma and just put her in Smash Switch as is, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. If Nintendo made a Melee HD, I feel like it would not be played. Now, the one reason people want a Melee HD is because they want to play Melee, in high definition, probably on, bigger flat TVs, probably make everything easier for the TOs, such and such. However, I feel like the Melee crowd just wants everything exactly the same. No character changes, nothing changed in the frames, no nothing. They just want as if it was like an arcade perfect experience with Melee. And having a Melee HD is probably not even the right way to go. Like, with all that said, it'll probably be more viable just to mod Melee and give it better graphics. Like, in all honesty. Charizard beats Cloud. Well, in the same way that Donkey Kong beats Sheik, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm saying Charizard beats Cloud is because Charizard actually has more than enough tools to gimp and just destroy Cloud, just like Donkey Kong has the tools to beat Sheik. The only thing is, Donkey Kong can't catch itself off stage against Sheik, and Charizard should not catch itself above Cloud at all. And speaking of Cloud, I feel like Cloud is actually worse for Smash 4 than Bayonetta is. Cloud is just really easy to pick up and play, like there's really not much to him. And then his limit acts as a comeback mechanic and also a mechanic that just gives you a free kill if you're just doing well. It's just like really easy to play him to a point where if you have good fundamentals, you shouldn't have that much of a problem making top 8 at your local. And on the other side of that coin, Bayonetta isn't that easy to play as some people might lead you to believe. Yes, when you do know how to play her, you can end stocks and just really just invalidate a lot of characters, but she isn't that easy to play, and she's definitely not pick up and play at all. While keeping on the tracks of Bayonetta, Bat Within is the most BS move Bayonetta has in her arsenal. Now, some people might say which time because it gives you a free kill, but it's a counter. You have to bait your opponent. And even though, it might be a counter that doesn't have a lot of drawbacks, or, Witch Twist is frame 4 and it breaks a lot of things and sets up for kills. Bats Within, I feel like, is the most BS since not only is it an air dodge, but if someone actually catches you at the beginning or even at the very end of the air dodge, you just take the damage and you don't, die for it in many situations where you should have. I believe Mewtwo King is the true king of Smash, and that's only because he's the only player who can play multiple Smash games so proficiently and be a threat in every single one that he plays. From Brawl to PM to Melee to Smash 4. Like, no matter what, Smash game he's playing, he's probably going to be a big threat in it. I guess maybe not 64. Out of all the top Bayonetta players, I feel like Captain Zack is the only one that genuinely loves Bayonetta. And, that's why I just find it hard to get mad at him for playing Bayonetta, because it's a character he seems to actually love. To a point where I think that when Smash Switch comes out and let's say they nerf Bayonetta to the freaking ground, I feel like Captain Zack would still play Bayonetta, or at least secondary her. Being able to play Smash Bros with more controller options is not a bad thing. Though some people will tell you if you're not playing Smash Bros with a GameCube controller, you're doing it wrong. That's just not true. In the FGC, you're pretty much able to use any controller as long as it works with that console. And, as long as it doesn't have macros and such. Which, is one reason why I was left baffled by the backlash when I saw that Hitbox was trying to make their own fight stick for the GameCube called the Smashbox, and that Hack's Money was making his own fight stick called the B0XX, or I guess the box. So it's just weird because people were saying, hey, it's not gonna be fair. They can do stuff that we probably can't, and yada yada. But it doesn't hold up to scrutiny since we found out through research that not every GameCube controller is actually made the same. And then people even notch and mod their GameCube controllers anyhow. And this really matters when you come to Melee because if you can't hit certain angles, you will be losing stocks for that reason. This is actually why I'm excited to see how Smash Bros. Switch turns out, because on the Switch, not only can you use a GameCube controller, but you can use a Switch Pro controller, you can use a fight stick, and then on top of that, you could grab an adapter and then use a PS4 controller or an Xbox pad. Palutena and the Miis should have been able to use their customs in tournament. Now, going back to the experimental stages and the early stages of Smash 4, when we was able to play with custom moves in tournament, there was a lot of things that we need to change. Like some characters' custom moves were just so overpowered that they might as well be banned. But then again, in the same note, it was kind of a if one of them's banned, they all should be banned mentality, which isn't the bad thing. But then the worst of all, it was actually getting tournament ready Smash 4 discs, since if customs were legal, that means all customs have to be unlocked for that player to get their customs, and that was a hassle, and it took too long, and there was no true way, so it was dropped completely. Now the thing where this doesn't really sit right with me is because all the Mii's and Palutena's custom moves was all unlocked from the start of the game, which means they always have all their stuff, so there's no unlocking to do and nothing like that. And then on top of that, the Mii's and Palutena didn't have any custom moves that were pretty much bannable. Yeah, they were good, and honestly, if they were tournament legal, Palutena would have probably been a high tier character, and the Mii Brawler would have probably been in top 10. It wouldn't have never been that bad. All we'll have to just decide is what will be the standard Mii weight for tournament, and then everything would have been good. But now we just have, two low tier characters that are, most people's eyes are pretty unviable. Well, I guess 4 low tier characters. So I think ledge trumping is way better than ledge hogging. Now, when Smash Bros came out, they had introduced a mechanic called ledge trumping, where you can grab the edge from your opponent if you're both holding it. Now, before when I first saw it, I thought it was gonna be sucky and crappy, but I actually like it now because it actually forces people to play off stage to finish off their stocks. So instead of just throwing them off stage and grabbing the ledge and watch as they don't recover, or just punish their landings when they do recover on stage, you have to just go off and spike them because holding the ledge is just not enough. And I feel like everything's more dynamic with ledge trumping than edge hogging ever was. Alright, let's be real. Competitive Melee has gotten pretty stagnant. And when I say stagnant, I kind of mean in the way of new players. Now, ever since the Melee documentary, there's been an influx of new players, but that was a long time ago. Nowadays, it's just really hard to get into competitive Melee. Because first you're going to have to, get all you need to even get Melee, which, there's many different ways you could play Melee, but there's not really a lot of ways to get new GameCube controllers. But besides all that, even if you get everything ready and start to playing it, first you're gonna have to learn how to play Smash. And after you learn how to play Smash, then you're gonna learn how to play Melee, which is a lot different than playing normal Smash. First you're gonna have to find out all the techniques, then all the other stuff, then you have to find out, hey, which out of the 10 characters that are viable you're gonna choose. Even though you could choose whoever you want, let's be real, only 10 characters is pretty much all melee. And it's just, I'm not trying to bash melee, but after you even do all that, the chances of you reaching your goals are pretty slim. You know, obviously depending on your goals, but even so, it's pretty slim. To where if you just play one of the newer Smash games, you just have more chance of success. Now, kind of piggybacking off of that last opinion, here's the next one. I feel like the Melee Gods is really the only thing that's keeping competitive Melee alive. Now, I only feel this way is because at the top echelon of Melee, it's just a different game than just competitive Melee. So different to the fact that even if you're a new player, there's probably no way you're gonna able to reach that level of play in a reasonable amount of time. Now, I only say, they keep it alive because I feel like if they all leave or decide to play other games, that's pretty much done because every match that's not doesn't have them in it, or just the top players of Melee right now, it's just gonna be a watered down version than what we're used to. And I see this because honestly, it's hard for me to watch Melee that's not top 8 Melee. I'm like, and it's really just drastic. Just watching top 32 Melee and watching top 8, and you could literally, it's just the distance between skill, just the gap is really palpable, and I just find that funny, but at the same time, I kind of see it as a bad thing, because if all of them just plays, goes and decides to play different stuff, Melee will probably die competitively. Alright, so I only got a few more to go, so let's get another one, bad one out the way, I guess. Or another unpopular opinion out the way. Captain Falcon and Fox, or I guess the Star Fox series, I feel like they might as well be from Smash Bros. I feel like more people know Captain Falcon and, the characters from Star Fox. More people know them from Smash Bros. Than I feel like they know them from F-Zero or, Star Fox. And so I'm like, they might as well just be from Smash. And that kind of hurts to say since I've been playing Star Fox 64 and F-Zero for the longest time when I was younger. So piggybacking off of that, this one's unpopular, but I feel like this was also my dream. Why doesn't Smash just make their own original Smash characters as well? Like I said in the previous opinion, Captain Falcon and Fox, and basically all the Star Fox characters, their moveset was actually just made in Smash, because in the original games they didn't walk or move around. So why not just make more characters? It's like that. It's really my dream to have at least one original character in Smash, for the Switch. Just originally just Smash, just made them up and just threw them there, boop, plop. I don't even care if it was just a robot. That's basically a solid snake function. And for the very last unpopular opinion, I just feel like the Smash Bros. Community just needs to be one community. Now, while you can go off of semantics and be like, hey, we're split up in so differently that might be impossible, if we just cut it to the basics, we're kind of just split by Melee community and the newest iteration of Smash Bros. Community. That's kind of how the split goes. Either you're in the Melee community or you're just in the new iteration. Now, I feel like we should be one community because we fight too much for no reason while we're like one of the lowest common denominators. Like heck, most of the FGC don't even think we're a real fighting game. So instead of fighting for the right to be a real fighting game, or just showing them how good we are on our own, we're too busy fighting each other saying which game is better, and then just putting each other down saying, hey, our game got Sunday spot at Evo, instead of just saying, hey, isn't it amazing how 2 games of the same series actually ended up on Evo's main lineup? Because I seen the good that the Smash community can do. Because I'm like, there's times that we all do band together, but most of the times it's just for a means for an end, saying it's a fundraiser or whatever, or just to have our game shown. We could band together and we move the world when we do that. So I just really just want the Smash community to be one community. But now here's where the unpopular part comes. The only way to do that is if we kind of play all the same game. And the only realistic way for us to all play the same game is that if Smash Switch comes out and everybody loves it, or at least most of them big melee top players love it and they decide to switch over and everyone else will come, because when Smash Switch comes, we're getting a giant influx of players from, because one, the Nintendo Switch already is in set paces to outsell the Wii U if it hasn't already. There's just so many people who missed out on the Wii U because it was just a weird console, or it was this or it's that, and they have Switches. Like, we're gonna get a giant influx of people, and then on top of that, with the Switch supporting so many controller options, that some of the other people who plays just random games or just fighting games or just traditional fighters or anything is gonna actually give Smash a try, and some of them will stay. Like, I feel like Smash Switch, we're gonna get one of the biggest influx of people in Smash. So on top of that, if most of the melee top players like it and they come over, I feel like that's the only realistic way we're all gonna be one community when everyone plays the same game. Anyway, I've been Dimz, and those were my unpopular opinion. Now, if you disagreed, which obviously they're unpopular, so most people are gonna disagree with something I said. But just please leave it in the comment section below and just tell me how you could counteract this opinion, or what about this, and yada yada, or just add some of your own. I love conversation. So let's just talk and all that other stuff. Also, if you're new here, subscribe or like the video if you did enjoy the video. All the interaction is good, and I'm sorry I probably sounded really tired and stuff. I'm just busy making my own game, and I guess I'll just see you guys later.